Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my weekly reading update for, what is it today? November 17th, 2024. So I wish I vlogged this week. Sorry, the cat just keeps knocking this over. I really wish I had vlogged this week. It was a week I probably wanted to talk to somebody. It was just a long week with things that happened. Everybody's fine, but it was a struggle this week. My mom had an operation on Wednesday, so that was very, very stressful. She was fine. Everything came out perfectly. She is a-okay, and she won't have to deal with stuff with her art and stuff. And so it's just it was a little stressful because we couldn't leave to go. It was a outpatient thing, so she was in and out. And she came out of it really well, so we're all glad. So that's the happy part. But it was stress from that. Tuesday, I took the day off because I was supposed to get our garage doors. And here's where I wish I was vlogging because, yeah, they didn't show. No call, no show. So I waited around all day because the first appointment I heard of, it's supposed to be 12:30, which is why I took the day off because I couldn't get, my brother and I worked during the day. So, so I took the day off. Later they told me, oh, it might be 3:30 to 4:30 because, we were trying to get it later in the day so you wouldn't have to take a day off. Well, you didn't tell me until the night before that it might be later in the day, but by then it was too late and I'd already set up everything for Tuesday. So again, I took the day off. I had a lazy day in the morning because I didn't have to do anything. I did have to go get some blood work done, which I got done. I had an appointment for that. And then I just kind of chilled out and didn't do much during the day. And then I let myself go get lunch because I was off. I came back. I was home by 12:15. And then nothing happened. I spent the whole afternoon being uncomfortable because I couldn't change into my sweats and, and stuff because some people were supposedly going to show up to my house at any time and I'd have to go outside and again, have to open up the garage doors from the inside on both sides to let them in. I had I was waiting for people. By 5:05, my brother and I, of course, were like frustrated by that point because my brother had been home since 3:30, which again, he could have, if we'd known the appointment was later, he would just have been there, but whatever. So we were both home for hours. Yeah, nothing happened. So 5:05, I text the contractor saying, hey, they never showed up. What's going on? I took a day off. And he got back to me at 5:50 because he had been over in the coastal mountains, close to the coast. And so he didn't get my message until then. And then he said he had no messages from them, saying why they didn't show up. So then Wednesday, I had the stress of my mom going into surgery and not be able to do anything. And then I'm waiting for answers from him of why they didn't call to say, hey, we're not coming. Turns out the doors never arrived. Now, I was told in the beginning that the doors were in a town outside of Portland and they just had to go pick them up. And we were waiting on the rails and the hardware stuff and the garage door openers. So then I was told that no, the doors were supposed to be shipped to that store outside of Portland and that they were supposed to go pick it up on last week or this week or this last week. Anyway, so then I was told they were picking them up on Tuesday before they came to get the door, to come and do our doors. Well, I guess they never got on the truck. They never made it from the Midwest. They were supposed to be shipped in from the Midwest, which again, I did not know. And they didn't arrive. But did they think to call anybody and say, hey, there's a problem? Hey, we're not going to be able to come out because of this? No call, no show. And they better hope I don't have to do one of those customer, surveys or anything at the end of this because it'll not be pretty. Anyway, point is that I wasted a day and I was furious. I stayed home most of that day and did nothing because I was waiting for people to show up. I didn't want to get started on any projects. I didn't want to do anything I didn't even feel like I didn't even read that much that day because my brain was just thinking, oh, we're going to get the garage doors finally done. So we didn't. Anyway, so that's my long thing to say. I still don't know when the doors are coming. So I was told on Wednesday that they were going to get back to us of when the doors would actually ship and actually be here. I have not got that call. So on tomorrow, I will text again and go, what's going on? Give me, just give me heads up on what's going on. This is ridiculous. It is now over 10 months since the initial issue where we had the water pipe burst in the garage. It is 10 months as of yesterday that it happened, and we still are without garage doors that work and garage door openers that work. So I'm so tired of this, but I'm so frustrated. My mom and my brother were almost like, hey, we should just like cancel with them. But there's all this paperwork stuff, and I'm just like, I'm trying to not go off the deep end, except the fact that I am so mad. So anyway, it has not been a good week that way, stressed from that. And then again, my mom is fine. She's all perfect. That part went really well, and I'm so glad that I didn't have, that nothing happened with that. That was so good. She's come through that really well. So anyway, that stress. So it was a stressful week. So anyway, so I did do some reading, but I don't think I did as much as I probably would have. And I definitely started like 4 or 5 books this week, and I haven't completed. I completed one that I started on Sunday after my last weekly update, that I picked up on a whim, and I'm glad I did, because at least I finished that. But I did finish a few books. So let's talk about the books that I finished, the ones I'm in the middle of, because there's quite a few, and then what I think I'm going to read in the next week. So I'm going to first talk about my one DNF this week. I seem to be averaging a DNF a week, and they all seem to be my nonfiction picks. So this is telling me that I need to curate my nonfiction a little bit better, or get to books that I buy much sooner than I am, because this one I bought last year, and I was so excited for it, but I am so bored, and so I DNF'd A Tomb with a View by Peter Ross. So this is the stories and glories of graveyards. I think this does exactly what it talks about, is stories about different graveyards in the UK. They talked about ones in England, and then they did a couple, I think they did I know they were doing Ireland on the last one that I looked at. And then, I think the one before might have been Scotland. It was all over. So, or maybe that was coming. I don't remember. As I said, I only read like 4 chapters. I just got bored. It was, I think it's because I'm having trouble with nonfiction right now of picking up stories. Like if I know it's a memoir, I don't have a problem with this. This book is kind of not the same as Walking the Invisible that I had problems with by Michael Stewart, where he was inserting all the good things he's done for the Brontes and things in the area. But he's like, this Peter Ross is kind of doing the same thing, but with graveyards, and how he goes and visits them and talks to people who he meets there, and talks about a few stories within the graveyard. Some of the history is good. Like I did enjoy some of that. But it was almost like the personal stuff was the part that I was just like, he just throws people in that he's met there, or who also are really into these graveyards, that they have societies for those graveyards, because it is interesting. But it was just like they were, I don't know, it felt not commercial, but it felt like they were, I don't know, it's not quite tooting their own horn. I don't know what it is. There's something about this that was just bothering me. Like it got tedious for me, and I just was like, I don't care. I think it's cool. I wish, there's a few like pictures on the chapters. There's at least one within the chapter, but I think there should have been dozens of more pictures in here of the graveyards and some of the gravestones and things, and that he's talking about. I just felt like the sense of place wasn't enough. Like it was like I wanted more of the graveyards. Anyway, I DNF'd that. So another DNF for Nonfiction November. I'm not doing good. So far, I DNF'd all the books that I started. I think next year I'm going to have to go through what nonfiction I still have on my shelves. Again, I have a whole bookshelf, and I think I just need to start weeding it down to stuff I really want to read, because again, I picked books that I wanted to read, but they're not panning out. Anyway, so let's talk about the books that I finished. So I did finish my reread of Shards of Hope. I think I finished this on Sunday because I wanted to get it done, because I had this whole plan of what I was going to do with my audiobooks, and let's just say it failed. Anyway, but I listened to this on audio by Angela Daw. This is book 14 in the Side Changing series. Again, I did a reread of a couple of the books in the last couple of weeks just due to stress and things going on. I pick up my rereads all the time. If you don't know, if you haven't been here, I don't know. Side Changing is a really long series by Nalini Singh, which is like kind of a little bit futuristic, where there are shifters, humans, and people with psychic abilities who are vying for power. And again, do not start in the middle of the series. As much as the first books lean very heavy, these are all have romances within them, and they're very heavy in the beginning. The romance is the bigger thing. The plot over the whole series, the machinations of all the political stuff in here, is just phenomenal. If you read the whole series in order, I would highly recommend that. Even if, you know, the first couple books maybe are not my favorite, they're so good for the basis of the series, I think. Anyway, point is, this is book 14, one of my favorites in the series. So I was rereading them, so I just finished my reread of that one. It's like the end of the first series, or the first 14 books are like the first season of a story, and then 15 is kind of a bridge book that kind of is like an ensemble cast. So that one's about a lot of different characters that you've met all the way through the series. And then the next section, the Side Changing Trilogy, is the second season. And I know people say you could start there, but I definitely would not. There's too much stuff that comes from the other books. And again, I love the second half even more than I do the first. I just think Nalini Singh is one of my favorite authors, so I read so much about that. Yes, Kitty, what are you doing? Cooper. Anyway, so Sunday, after I finished that audiobook, I just let myself do, I think I was doing word search modules or something just to get through. Oh, I left my bookmark in here. Anyway, so I randomly picked off my shelf The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I was in a weird mood and I didn't know what I wanted to read. Again, I had plenty of stuff that I've started and I should finish, but for some reason this called to me, and I've been wanting to read it since I picked it up. I think I picked it up this summer. Anyway, so this is my first Catherine Center book, and this is following Hannah, who is like a executive protection agent, or I don't know how the term goes. She's pretty much a bodyguard, and her company, she is, you know, moving up in her company and has been with them for years, and she really likes the they travel all over the world for jobs, but she is forced to become a fake girlfriend to a very a big Hollywood star who's come home to Texas to be there for his mother while she goes through cancer treatments. So there's a lot of stuff triggering around that, and people, you know, their past and her past with other relatives who have passed away. There's a lot of grief in here. I think this is a really good showing of how people deal with it differently, and a lot of stuff that goes along with that. I really found this really cute. This is very bingeable. Like, I read so much of this. I almost didn't go to bed on Sunday night because I wanted to keep reading, and then I read this, like, I read it on my breaks at work, and then I got home and I finished it out. Like, I had to know what was going on. I think this was really cute. It was not 5-star because there's certain things about Hannah, it's all from her POV, that sometimes you're just like, okay, come on, Hannah. Like, but it's her quirks. Like, it's not you, like, you have to look at it going, well, she's making those decisions because that's how she reacts to things. And again, I just had a few issues with that, but not in character. It's just more of, I personally wouldn't do that. But it was so cute because, again, he's this famous actor, and she's just this, bodyguard that's forced to fake date him in his family, so his mother doesn't know that she's there because he has stalkers. And so I thought there was a good little twist. I was wondering we were ending the story at one point, and I'm like, what is going on? Why is there so much left? And then it was a good twist. I liked it. Anyway, and then how it goes in the end. I think this is really cute. I don't think it's the best thing ever, but I thought it was a really cute one where it's the female who is the bodyguard, and he is the famous one. I just thought it was really cute. Overall, I think I liked it overall. I really wish though that it was a dual perspective. It really is all from her perspective, the whole thing. I just think I see where, you know, again, because I've written a lot of first person, I understand why you picked that, because you don't want them to know certain things that the other person knows while they're revealed through the story. Like, it makes sense, but I've always in romances, I've gotten so used to the dual perspective of, you know, having both sides of the story. And I just would have liked that better, because I think I would have liked Jack a lot better for part of this, because I wasn't quite sure, because, you know, of him, because he's they're fake dating and he's an actor, and, you know, there's things along with that. So anyway, I thought this was really good. Overall, again, this is my first Catherine Center. My problem is that most of her, this is the only one of hers that the plot even remotely drew me in. Like, most of her stuff I'm not interested in it. But it turns out that this is her pandemic book, so it doesn't talk about the pandemic. This is the one she wrote from the summer of 2020 to 2021. So she wrote it, you know, during lockdown. And I thought it was really interesting, you know, that she, you know, went out, did something fun. And I think it shows in it. So I really enjoyed this. I don't know if I'll read any of the other ones. The only one I'm sort of interested in is Hello Stranger, but I'm not positive. So if you guys have read Catherine Center, let me know, you know, if there's one I should pick up. I don't know. And then the only other book I finished this week is Hungry for You by Lindsay Sands. This is book 14 in the Argonaut Vampire series. So this one I stalled out on. I started it in September and I hated it. I still hate this. This is actually my least favorite book in the whole Argonaut Vampire series. And again, I've read 14 books and a couple of novellas. I hated this book. This is just not for me. This started off with a trope of the main male character lying that he was a cook when, you know, he's been a vampire for thousands of years, you know, just a couple thousand years, and he doesn't cook. He's been drinking blood for years. So the point is that he lied because again, they think the main character, who is a chef, is his life mate, and there's all these like rules around that and stuff. Usually I like the Argonaut Vampires. They're funny. It makes me laugh. This one was just a struggle. When I looked at the ratings, I couldn't believe how high this was rated. What I liked about this one, the only reason why I actually finished it, because I could have probably just skipped this book. I could have DNF'd it and just gone on to the next one, is there's a mystery involved of Alex, who is the chef. Things are just going wrong. She's trying to open up a new restaurant and everything is going wrong. She orders something and the wrong thing shows up. Her project manager lets them paint the colors like super bad colors, and it was supposed to be like tan. It was like bright green or something, you know. So there's all these things that are going on, things that are happening to her, and some shipments of stuff, and she doesn't know what's going on, but it's draining her financially. And he shows up, and again, this whole thinking she might be his life mate because he can't read her, which is what makes them life mates in this world. And it was, again, the lying. I had a real hard trouble with that, and this one just struck me more than the other ones. But I like the mystery that was in here. Usually, as I said, usually these make me laugh. Usually these are pretty light reads. This one was just a struggle. I had to read a chapter a day until this Friday, where I just was like, okay, I'm gonna finish this out. I'm done. And as I said, I liked in the end the mystery, how that all came together, and other characters, like the side characters, I liked that what we got to see of them. It was just, this is my least favorite of all the romances, the love stories within the Argonaut Vampire series, and I'm glad it's done. It does have a step back of the city. I don't know. I mean, I know this. I don't know why. Anyway, but I finished it, so I can continue that series with another book. It might still be a little bit before I pick up another one, because that one just did not go well. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm in the middle of. So I'll come back to that. So I did start like a lot of books, as I said. So these books are all will probably go into the next week because I started them early in the week. And then, as I said, things just melted down on Tuesday and Wednesday that I was, you know, we'll talk about it. Point is that I started A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas because I had the audiobook for another week and I was concerned that I wasn't going to get it back. So I did start it on Monday and listened to about 58 pages, but then as I said, things were going on, so I didn't get any farther than that. This is book 3 in the ACOTAR, or the Court of Thorns and Roses series, so I do want to get through this. And again, my audiobook showed up way earlier than I thought it would from Libby, so I wanted to start it, and I thought, well, I'll try to read it, but it just, my brain would not, you know, connect with it at this point. I still want to listen to this, and I did actually was able to read, sorry, oh, my throat just... I was able to renew it. So I do have it for a few more weeks. So next week I'm hoping to get to this after I read some other books from Libby that have come in the meantime. But again, it's a chunker of a book, but really it was because of, I want to continue because I want to get through this series so I can get to maybe conquering Throne of Glass next year and try to get caught up on all the Sarah J. Maas books, because I do enjoy them once I get into them, but just like this one and every other one that I've read, the first 60 to 80 pages is hard for me, and I made it to 58, which is kind of on par. Anyway, I always have the trouble at the beginning, and then I get into it, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, so I did start it and then put it down because I got another audiobook, which I'll talk about in a minute. I also started Goldfinch by Raven Kennedy, which is the 6th book and last book in the Plated Prisoner series. So I started this on ebook at work, I think on Monday. No, that wouldn't have been right. Must have been Wednesday. This must have been my casualty from Wednesday, because of all the stress of stuff going on. But I did start this, and so I'm about 126 pages in. So this is what I have on my, I'm reading on my Kindle. So I do, oops, oh gosh, darn it, I didn't need to do that. Well, there goes the Kindle. It's fine, it's fine. I've already talked so much, we're just going. Anyway, so I have this on my Kindle, that's now on the floor. Anyway, so I do want to continue this. This will probably be my next physical or ebook read after another book that I just started this weekend because I'm a jerk. Why? I don't know. Anyway, so I am in the middle of that. But what happened, I mean, again, I was so stressed out. Everything is going on. I don't remember if I got the picture for this one. Oh, I kind of forgot. Hold on. This isn't, no, it was Audible. It's not gonna show it, is it? It never does anything I want to do. Yeah, it's not gonna do it. I can't even show you because I can't. Okay, sorry for the slice there, but I got so flustered and my brother started texting me and it just all went to anyway. So as I said, I'm going to I will get back to this as well. It's also a chunker, as I said, but I do want to finish that soon, so I will get back. But we all knew this was going to happen, but when I got the audiobook, I didn't start it on Tuesday because of everything going on. I could not concentrate to save my life because of all the door stuff. But I did start The Navigator's Children by Tad Williams. I still don't have my physical copy. It's not coming till tomorrow. From Barnes & Noble. But this is the last book in the Last King of Ostenard quartet, which is connected to the Ostenard world, and the first trilogy is Memory, Sour, and Thorn. So again, this is my most highly anticipated book this year. I mean, I knew I was going to start it pretty much right away. And the audiobooks are really well done by Andrew Wincott. He does the whole series, except for one of the side books. One of the novellas ish. It's a short novel. Anyway, The Brothers of the Wind, somebody else did that one. But he did the rest of the series, and he is such a good narrator, and I just love his voices for everybody. But again, this is epic fantasy. Don't start here, but this is the last book and I've been waiting for this, and it has just been, reveal after reveal, twist and turn, and it went in directions I had no idea. We got to about the 65%, and I'm like, something happened, and I'm like, well, how is this still going? Like, there's just so much stuff still, and something just happened that I listened to this morning. So I'm not done with this yet, because this is a 42-hour audiobook. I am listening to it a little bit faster than that, but it's still taking me most of the week. So, again, my physical book won't be here till tomorrow. So anyway, but the audiobooks are just fantastic for this series. If you can read epic fantasy by audio. And again, I started with listening to him for rereads. And then again, the last 2 books I did it the first time. I should have read them physically, I think, personally, just because that's usually what I do. But I don't have my book, and this week I needed a win pretty much. And, Navigator's Children is just phenomenal. I mean, I am so excited to finish that series. I have 3 hours and 40 minutes left. So I'm hoping to get that done today. I don't know if I can, because I don't listen to that much audio on the weekend. But as I said, my brother was just texting me I was going to go grocery shopping tomorrow or Tuesday after work, because it's the free turkey time. So you pay so much money at Winco and you get a free turkey. Well, I was going to go, the dates were the 18th through the 27th. And so I was going to go Monday or Tuesday, so I would get my free turkey. There's no reason to go grocery shopping today if I have to go, go in a couple of days to buy a lot of food. So I was like, I can hold off for a day or 2. I'll go after work. My brother just texted me because he was going to get the turkey next weekend, and he got it. They changed the dates to yesterday and didn't. I was so like, dude. Anyway, so after I film this, I'm gonna go grocery shopping, because I don't want to do it during the week. So I'll have to go do that. Anyway, point is, my week is just, everything's spinning. Okay, so Navigator's Children, I still have 3.5 hours, a little bit over that, of the book. I really want to finish it today, but I don't know if I'm going to. If not, I'll finish it Monday. I'll get my physical book Monday. But anyway, I'm loving it. Tad Williams is my favorite epic fantasy writer, and one of my favorite writers of all time. His style just works for me. And I mean, there's only one little thing about the novel, like a romance that he put in there, that I don't like, as well as a lot of the other ones, but everything else is just epic and awesome, and I just adore it. And as I said, something just happened that I'm like, I need to go listen to it. But again, anyway, I have to go to the grocery store, so maybe I'll listen to it, on the way to and from the grocery store. Anyway, the book that I started this week, the end of the week, I think Friday after, I might have I just picked this randomly off my shelf, which is A Desperate Fortune by Susanna Kearsley. I'm trying to read through all of her backlist, and I'm getting closer to the end. I'm really close. There's only a few more books left. So this one is, but this is still 9 years old, so I'm still behind. Don't get me wrong. 2015. So I'm still behind. But this one is one of the dual timeline ones, where we're seeing something back in I think it's the 1750s. I can't remember now. And then the main, and it's present 1730s in France. And we're talking about people who are Jacobites and things like that. And the court that was there of the second James that was there. I think something like that. I'm not sure. She hasn't quite got to the court yet in the past timeline, and then the present timeline is talking about a diary that's written in code. And so the main character has a form of Asperger's, and she is very good at figuring things out. So she has been given this task by a historian who doesn't want to pay a lot of money for somebody to do it, but her cousin works with him in books, because again, he's a historian, so he publishes books, and she is his editor or something. So it's like this weird connection. Anyway, point is, it's really good. It's a very different perspective, I think, to for someone. Again, I'm not sure on terminology, because this is, you know, 9-10 years old, so I don't know how that relates to autism, like how I don't actually know a lot of the terminology for that, so I can't speak to it being realistic for someone with Asperger's or a form of autism. I'm not sure how that all works, and but she definitely thinks very differently from myself, and so it's very interesting to read that. So I thought it's a very different POV for Susanna Kearsley to write. So anyway, so far, again, I like the present, the one who's going to try to decipher the code. I like her storyline better so far, but again, I'm only 122 pages in, which is pretty typical. Anyway, so I'm going to try to read that physically the next couple days. That's going to be my physical read. And then I hope to go to Goldfinch on my Kindle after that. And then other books that I might get to, I'm just going to flash. I'm going to try to start another nonfiction. We'll see how it goes. Again, as I said, I've done 3, and I've DNF'd 2 permanently, and 1 I put back on my shelf because I need to read more other stuff towards it. So this is my 4th one. This is Elegant Etiquette in the 19th Century by Mallory James. So this I'm doing for code because it's etiquette code, you know, kind of thing. There's not very much. It's, again, talking about the 19th century. So we're talking about the Regency through the Victorian period. Again, I heard about this a lot from like Katie at Books and Things and a few other channels for Victober, and probably Jane Austen July too. So, you know, the point is that I've had this book on my shelf for a couple of years now. I bought it especially to read it for either Jane Austen July or Victober, but I just never picked it up. So I'm hoping I was going to pick it up. So we're going to try this. We'll see how that goes. I'm not sure how that'll go. And then I have 2 holds from Libby that have come in that I'm hoping to get to after I finish The Navigator's Children. So Monday or Tuesday, I might be reading some of these. The first one is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I have the physical, so I could read the physical too. I just haven't decided if I want to read this or listen to it. So I got the audiobook just to try it out, and I'm going to do a sample of each. But I did get this from Tia at Genres and Journals for my birthday this year. So I do want to read that this year because I'm so bad about reading the books that I have on my shelf. And as I said, we're doing the Read What You Own. And then I also got the audiobook for Foul Days by Guinovia. I don't know how you say that. I don't know how to say her name. Nova? I'm not sure. Point is, this is a duology. The second book has come out, but I did not buy it because I had not read the first one. So this one has to do with some walled city and I think a witch who treats other creatures and stuff. And then I think her ex-boyfriend is like in charge of them. And there's something going on. I don't know. I don't actually know anybody who actually finished it or read it. You know, like I saw people get this, but I don't know if anybody's read it. So I do want to try to get to that. I forgot there was, and then I also got the I borrowed it from the library. The Snuff by Terry Pratchett, which is book 39. Yeah, 39. And the last of the City Watch books. So this one for Discworld. So again, I'm trying to finish the Discworld up this year, and I have 3 left. So this is the third to last. So I have this on ebook, so this will count for Read What You Own because I do own it. But I like them audio. I'm pretty sure it's still going to be done by, I can't remember, Stephen Briggs, I think, or something like that. I don't know. I'll know more but I'm pretty sure this week I'm going to try to get to that. And after those 3, I will try to go back to the Sarah J. Maas and read A Court of Wings and Ruin. So we'll see. And I still have hanging out here, which I'd really like to finish, is Pucking Around by Emily Rath. But as I said, I want to read The Goldfinch, finish A Desperate Fortune, and this might be after that. I still have 170 pages. And I'm just holding out for no good reason. There's no reason why I can't read this. I'm afraid of a third act breakup kind of thing with Why Choose situation, Polly situation. And I'm like, not sure. I just need to read that. Anyway, that's it. I have talked way too much, and I'm already, I have to split this up because I dropped things. Anyway, yeah, now I gotta go. I'll put this stuff all away, and then I gotta go grocery shopping. So anyway, I hope your guys' week was better than mine. Again, the world is just a shit show right now in a lot of ways, or the US at least, and I'm not happy about it. And then all the stuff that I'm having to deal with, which seem very light and minor. Again, so glad my mom came through really well, and I'm really glad about that. That's my biggest positive this week. That's really all I care about. I need to tell myself that. Everything else is just kind of minor. So we'll see what happens with my reading next week, because this week was obviously chaotic. So anyway, I will see you guys later. Yeah. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know what you guys are reading or how you guys are doing. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. I need to go get my free turkey. Yeah, I forgot the bottle drop. Bottles were in here. So, but I got the turkey.